Welcome back to the track lap series. Having compiled all the videos, a very good friend of mine suggested I should have done voiceovers. I'm not sure how helpful this will be and whether my driving technique is as good as it might be, but it's not a bad idea. And who am I to argue? So to make sure that you get all the action, do subscribe. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. And of course, encourage others to watch my Laguna Seca. So without further ado, let's get into it. As we're coming out the pit lane, we're not going to do turn one this time around. So you can see where this joins the circuit. So we're still inside the entry lane, which comes around the corner, same corner, but very much tighter and narrower, as you can imagine. And then you join the traffic, which you've had a good view of. So then there's a sweeping right-hander. So you're still full on the throttle coming out of that slow left-hand hairpin. But it's a bit tricky because then it tightens up on you. There's a short straight before another right-hander, which is, again, top gear, but you just need to lift before going into that. Set the car up, put the weight on the front wheels. Then full throttle through another kind of right-hand kink before a fairly long straight, approaching one of the most crucial corners in the circuit. So a dab of the brakes and then quite a long sweeping left-hander before you start the steady climb up the hill, and this is why it's so important to get that exit speed to climb the hill, especially in a car with very little power. Then there's a left-hander which takes you further up the hill, and once you get confident you can pretty much take that flat out. Again, just a little lift to set the car up right. This is a pretty tight left-hander, the initial left-hander. It's a second gear turn, and therefore really not quite as hairy as something like Corkscrew Bend at Brands Hatch. So the camera angle is a little bit deceptive on the second part of the corkscrew, the right-hander, because you can't actually see that apex. The tricky bit is the next left-hander. This is against the camber, and it's very easy to get that wrong and run wide. Again, this right-hander is pretty tight. It's a third gear bend. Very tight left-hander. There's a pit entry on the far left. Very tight left-hander, second gear bend again before the main straight, and then it's a long haul past the pits and down eventually into turn one, which is downhill, and you've got to be hard on the brakes because it's seriously tight little hairpin. Not quite 180 degrees, but near as damn it. And that's where we wore out some wheel bearings and brake discs pads on the Porsche when we did this track later. So if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, and I might do some more. And obviously while you're here, check out the other ones, the other track laps, and do subscribe down here somewhere, because it all helps. Thank you, much appreciated. And of course, encourage others to watch my Laguna Seca.